All right, you guys, pay attention at the end so that you know what to do, because that way you can post it in the replay in the comments down below after the live, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. Just saying, stay till the end. All right, my lovelies, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. Today, we're going to give it to you guys. It's now your turn to ask all your questions. We're going to start off with our private eyes, and we're going to let all our beautiful members ask the questions. And about 10 minutes into that, we're going to hand it over to the subscribers. It's free to subscribe, and that way you can all get your questions answered. Let's give the cards a shuffle. Remember, I am not a psychic, and I don't play one on TV. I am not a medium, and I do not talk to the dead. I do not use spirit boxes. Jesus is my savior. And I talk to God every day, all the time. I encourage you to do the same. You don't need to go between. There's nothing special about me other than I actually choose to ignore the programming that we're taught and actually talk to God myself. And so I think you can do the same. With that, you're better at the questions than I am. We're going to give the deck a cut. We've got it shuffled. I've been shuffling for a little bit, clearing the deck. And with that said, make sure and put, we need chat. We need chat, right? How are you going to ask your questions if you don't got chat? Okay, we're on the board. Let's clear the sample. And I basically go all over random. Just grab random questions. Smudger, you're up, lovely. Was the door cam footage deleted by the scrubber allegedly? Everything is alleged that I answer. It's my humble opinion of what these cards are sharing with us. For answers, you might feel different. That's okay too. I encourage you to ask any and all questions that you have. Now's the time to get your answers. All right. Was the door cam footage deleted by the scrubber? We have an exchange. We definitely have an exchange. Maybe somebody was hired to delete something. Don't know. We have Six of Pentacles going into the betrayal of Three of Swords. So something deceitful. Something very deceitful and hurtful. And Sun. Clarity. You nailed it. This is most likely a yes. We have the Sun, which is Leo energy. It's also talking about, to get a new shiny start. To start brand new. We have the betrayal before that. So there was some clarity here. And we have this payout card, Six of Pentacles, which basically means that, there's some money exchanged or something along those lines that was wrong. Money exchanged for deceit. And that could be betraying the truth. Because this is seeing clearly the truth. This is saying, no, this is deceit. Hiding the truth would be betrayal. This is a paid action. So I would say, I would lean toward it's possibly likely. Highly likely. Doesn't mean it's factual because it's tarot, but it's showing me the energy. Jennyville, hello, lovely. Did you get your dishes done? Question, did the alleged plan serve two purposes? Did the alleged plan serve two different purposes? Okay. Yes. Boom. You get the goat, Jennyville. You're getting the goat. I'm coming to top side. Woo! Look at that. Judgment is the strongest yes in the deck. It's like getting that gavel slammed down from the judge. Order in the court. Order in the court. Yes. Judgment is a yes in the tarot. All right, so now that could be a lot of the confusion, is there's multiple motives, not just one. So let's continue. The question is, did the plan, the alleged plan, serve two purposes? Thank you, Jennyville. We have the meeting of the minds, right? The gatherers, the planners, Three of Cups, the gathering, the meeting. And what was one of the plans? Okay, so they're both not cool. We have stinky, unexpected offer. You don't expect to have a fish in the cup. Show me the first plan. We're going to do a follow-up on your question there, Jennyville. Show you the first part, the first initial goal or plan of the abduction, what purpose it would serve. Legacy, the will. So this is almost saying that something came to a closure. It reached its finality. It's a 10. Really, honestly, a 10 of Pentacles is having everything, reaching to the point that you've come to a closure. I often see this as the arch of Nancy's porch with her house behind here. This is the family legacy. It's also the will. It's the money. It's the payout. It's full. It's gone to fruition. So it could be the ending of a life in a different way, like just natural. So let's continue with that plan. Archangel Michael, protector of the innocents, followed by power. So what this is telling me is that the other side of the plan, we have those 2 cups, right? The 2 plans, they weren't mixing real well together, because we have one, which is care for family, because this is obviously a caring family. We have children, we have the dog, we have the grandpa or grandma, that maybe she has a beard. We have the family members. This is the home, the La Casa. We have something not mixing right. Sagittarius, Archangel Michael. This is tempered. It takes a long time to mix something together when you get this card, because it's not working the best. It doesn't blend that easy. It takes a lot of time and divine timing. Sagittarius energy. And then we go right into the Queen of Wands, Pisces energy, by the way. But it's also this black cat, somebody trying to come back to life, to regenerate, like the phoenix rising out of the ashes. And yeah, they talked about walking on scorched ground, that they're walking on ashes. This is something saying that they're rebuilding their future. So one side of it is because family needs to take care of family. And so that could be that they were having to remove Nancy, or she needed help in the sense of something, maybe going to the hospital, I don't know. On the other side of the coin, we have power. And like I said, somebody trying to 9 lives with that kitty there, Queen of Wands, Queen of Power. This is somebody trying to regain or rebirth themselves to have another glow up, if you will. Excellent question, Jenny. That is a great question. Let's go ahead, clear the deck, and we're going to move along and see what other brilliant questions you guys have, because you always amaze me with your incredibly good questions. And I always learn something. I always think, well, we've asked everything there is to ask. And then you guys get on here and blow my mind with questions like Jenny just asked. That is so good. One more shuffle. We're going to knock the deck out after we cut it, and we'll get into another question. Here we go. All right, let's just scoot around a little bit. We'll go all the way to the bottom and work our way up. Lynn on YouTube, hello lovely. Was Annie forcing herself to cry at Nancy's memorial at the end of the driveway? Let's just ask if it was fake. Let's just ask if it was fake, because I think she wasn't even crying. I think that was just mouth noise. That's just my opinion. Was Annie, let's ask it in a positive way. Was Annie actually crying at the memorial at the drive? Regret. She has regret. Something did not go the way that she was hoping. So she did have regret. She experienced this. You know, there's spilt cups there. Regardless of what's going on, Annie has some spilt cups. All right, let's see what else. We have Ace of Swords, yes. And the Star, to get attention. To get attention. So, you know, she was faking it in a sense. At the same time, there is some deep emotional regret, but this isn't attention getting. This is the Star, all eyes on you, the spotlight. It's also healing, and it's getting a wish. This is the clarity. This is, you know, the crown chakra lighting up, that the clarity is it was for attention. She probably regrets making all them sounds, but yeah, there's the sun, right? Excellent question. Let's see what else we have. Let me go down to the bottom and we'll work up a little. Actually, I'm just going to scroll randomly Let me get it over here. Up to the top. There's one. Oh, Jennyville, I just asked a question for you, so we'll give it a rest. And what did you ask? Natural causes. Oh, we may have to come back to that. Victoria Lynn, question. Is Mark Kelly hiding things about Nancy Guthrie? Allegedly. Is Senator Mark Kelly allegedly hiding information that he knows about Nancy Guthrie? We have a struggle here. He's definitely got some conflict. 5 of Swords. It's like trying to win at all costs. The world. This is World Wide Web. This is the internet. This is travel. This is what everybody knows. So he's fighting against the world. He's fighting against the world because of somebody that is in his inner circle. So he's doing this for someone. He's fighting to close something down for a friend that he values or a loved one. Could this be Savannah since she sent him? Bottom of the deck, it's somebody he's known since she was a child. Could be Savannah or when she was younger. And it's talking about this abandonment and this hermit and the death, this divine timing. Yes, it appears so. Highly likely. Now remember, everything is a legend. Yeah. Ace of Swords, or Ace of Wands. All aces are yes. That's the aha idea. So, he definitely is working for someone he cares about or he has a connection to. Excellent question. Let's continue. Let's go up, and make sure we're trying to get everybody in here. Carla Burgeon, question. Was Nancy alive when she left her house? Get ready, subscribers, after this question. We're going to open it up. In fact, I'll do it real quick. We'll open it up to subscribers, our beautiful family. And now you guys will be able to come in and post your question, and I'll go down to the bottom. Let's continue here. Carla wants to know, was Nancy alive when she left her house, allegedly? When Nancy left her house for the last time, was she alive? Was Nancy alive when she left her house the last time? We're having difficulty. It's almost like defending herself. 7 of Wands is defending yourself. Okay. Was Nancy alive when she left her house for the last time? What we have is we have the Page of Swords, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. What I'm seeing here, you guys, is we have this almost like a witness. It's almost like seeing something. There's this energy here that something had to be cut out. That she had to cut something out to get rid of the burdens. What is this cutting this burden out? What is this witness cutting the burden out? Death. I can't say yes. This is almost as if somebody found Nancy not okay. Now, it's scorpionic energy, which is transition, doesn't always mean physical death. Often it can mean a complete change in your life where you don't live at the same place, you don't live with the same people, your life changes dramatically. You will experience scorpionic death energy. But because you have putting the burdens down and we're asking about, is she alive when she left her home, this is almost telling me no. That somebody else came in and found that they had their hands full, and it was a burden, and it was death. They were like, OMG. Queen of Wands with the King of Swords. So it would tell me they called somebody in authority. King of Swords. I mean, that could be, an EMT. That could be a lawman. It's somebody with high authority that this person of power contacted. Walking away. The plan. Something about the plan was a lie. Liar, cheater, thiefer. I cannot answer yes. I will say, that the death card doesn't always mean death, but it could mean death because you're specifically asking if she was alive. That would be worth doing an entire reading on. Okay, let's get down here and give some of our other family members a chance. AGM question, is there a death certificate on file for Nancy allegedly? Good question. Is there a death certificate on file for Nancy Guthrie, please? Is there allegedly a death certificate on file of Nancy Guthrie? Tower, decision, and plan. Not yet. This is telling me something did happen along that line. We have a oh my God moment. We have a decision that's still in the making, and a plan. Let's just do a follow-up real quick. The will and holding back. They're holding back on that. They're holding back on something. They're suppressing the information. This is the inheritance. This is the will. This is the house. This is legacy. This is family from all the generations. And Four of Pentacles is holding back. It's greed. This is all about money, money, money. Interesting. All right, let's continue. So it seems like that's not quite a finality yet. Probably been scrubbed, right, Nikki, okay? Diane, question, did Sue Ellen and Steve have something to do with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance? Allegedly. Did Sue Ellen and Steve, whoever that is, have something to do with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance? We shall see. We have this feeling of left out. We have learning, digging. We have curiosity. And we have confusion. Not necessarily no. This actually doesn't look like they know anything. It looks like they're very confused, that they're nosy neighbors, and that's all they know. They were left out of all the details. They're still trying to get the information. I'm sorry, I'm live, baby. You can have Coca-Cola if you want.
Sorry, Mom.
It's okay. And this is confusion. Self-couple love. They're trying to just take care of themselves. So I'm not seeing that Sue Ellen and whoever Steve is. Steve, Diana says Steve lived down the road from Nancy and he was always around picking up dirt. I think he just wants attention according to the cards. Gail Hake, hello. Question, did Annie really call 911? Did Annie really call 911? Queen of Swords, truth spoken. Knight of Wands, chaotic energy, unreliable, chaos. And walking away. They may have thought that she did something weird and just walked away. This is saying truth spoken, but at the same time, they're communicating that she may have just up and left. Nancy may have just up and left on her own. So they downplayed calling 911. And that goes right with what Chris McDonough and Karen were sharing, that they have it under good authority, if you will, their source, that they felt that Nancy probably Ubered to the hospital on her own. That's what this is saying, is that they called 911, but they were like, well, she did something on her own. But there's also this walking away card. Show me, let's do a follow-up on that. That's a good question. Thank you, Gail. What is this walking away on your own? 8 of Cups. Yeah. A payout, an exchange. Paid somebody. Family person. There's something about paying family. They may have been paid, okay? They may have been paid. There's an exchange of money, And then we have the kid card to the parent, right? The past, don't let your past hold you back. The mom and the kid card. This is somebody I've known since you were a child. This is the mom and the kid card. That's a good question. So again, did Annie really call 911? It does look like it, but it looks like it was completely confused and downplayed as if it was no big deal. Interesting. Leanne, sorry. Question. I think Savannah didn't cry the flowers. Is it because she knew ahead of time? Because she knew ahead of time. Okay. Leanne, you gotta finish that. Knew what? Ahead of time. So finish that and we'll come back. JCAZ. Was the garage door up and down in 2 minutes? Staged. Was the garage door up and down in 2 minutes? Staged. Yes. We have judgment. That's the strongest yes in the deck. We have this tower moment, something there, with burdens. This is telling me, y'all, that something probably happened unexpected at Annie and Tommaso's. Because this was unexpected, that they did stage this whole trip thing with the garage going up and down in 2 minutes. Because we have putting the burdens down. It's almost like they didn't want to be held responsible for something. Follow up, show me. Okay, Page of Wands, messenger. An aha messenger. So that's what they were doing, is they were like trying to send a message that she made it home, right? Wheel of Fortune, something holding back from the past. Justice. There's something definitely with that that's not right. That 2 minutes does, with the garage door, it does appear that it was staged or it was done after the fact in a way. Astrology for success. Thank you for joining us. Question. If any party like competing with NBC networks would discover things during their investigation which are secret currently about this case. What's the question? If any party like competing with NBC networks would discover things during their investigation which are secret currently about this case. Are you asking... Wow. You guys, please read your questions before posting. Okay, I'm going to put will. Will another party that would be competing with NBC, will they discover information in their own investigation about this case? Will the competition find out information? We have dead, done, over. They're not even looking. Get a new perspective. They're not even focused on this. King of Swords, true spoken. They're relying on the law to do the investigation. They're not investigating it. The competition isn't investigating it. We have the dead, done, over with. They think this is over with, overkill, get on with it, move to the newest, latest information kind of thing. They want to get on to something besides Savannah Guthrie. They're definitely not wanting to focus on her as a competitor. This is the hangman, get a new perspective kind of energy. And that's saying that the law is the one that they feel should handle it, King of Swords, the authorities. Bottom of the deck, they're going to defend how far they've come. They're going to stick to their own lane. They don't want to give her any more, what do you want to call it, attention than necessary, right? Hello, Bunny. Question. Has Savannah or family spoken to Nancy since she went missing, allegedly? Ooh, that's a good question. Has Savannah or family spoken to Nancy? We have this not so much. We have this stuck energy. We have this abandonment energy. We have the choice to repeat the past. I would say no. I would say, based on what I'm seeing here, choice between two energies here would mean they're having to make a decision. And they're not going to let something from their past, Nancy would be their current and their past, but the energy of the event. They're not going to let something hold them back. They have this abandonment and a choice, but they're stuck. So this is telling me that there's really not. It's almost as if Nancy actually like passed away because of something else, and then they played on it, and now they feel guilty and regret that they did it because they can't just shut it off, right? Now the lie is out there. They're having to maintain the lie, which is exhausting. The seer's spoken about the shady deal, right? All right, let's continue. We'll go ahead and take just a couple more questions here. Let's see what we got. Tammy Shaw. Did the porch guy come back to the house after Nancy went missing while all the media was at her house? How would that be? Tammy, honey, if the porch guy had come back to her house, well, maybe it's porch girl. Maybe it's family or something. Maybe it's somebody familiar with the house. Okay, did porch person come back to the house after Nancy went missing while the media was out there? Yes. Well, and Savannah did return to the home. Family did return to the home, so it's possible. All right, doesn't mean it's them, but Ace of Swords, clarity, yes, they did. Stuck. They're stuck to the house. And work on it. Work on the house. Yeah. This would say absolutely they did. They're stuck with the house. And they're stuck with working on the situation. Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and clarity. Yes, Ace. Surprising. Oh, that is wild. Let me shuffle these cards a little bit. We'll go ahead and take two more. And then we'll call it good. Two more questions. Maybe it'll be yours. All right, lovelies, let's see here. Question, is Annie a half-sister? Is Annie a half-sister? Actually, I can just physically answer that's no. They are full sisters. Mothra, they had the same dad and same mother. Mothra, question. Will Savannah ultimately be fired from NBC because of this controversy? All right. I would highly doubt it. I think that this controversy has given her back her security in her place, but I will go ahead and ask it. Question, will Savannah ultimately be fired from NBC because of this controversy? Might know something I don't. The Fool, she's got a brand new beginning that's looking very wonderful. That's what I suspected. This was what, gave her the glow up. There you go. The plan. There's plans. New start plans. New beginning. Maybe that's her word game. Then we got a little bit of a story. So we do have a decision of investment and stuck. They've already signed the contracts. They're stuck. This is saying the decision is that this divine timing has left them stuck. They can't get out of what they've got. In a sense, would their viewers turn on them if the viewers thought that you fired Savannah at her worst, lowest moment? You feel me? So what I'm seeing here is Savannah's got to get a new beginning, which we already know is true. That's the Fool card. It's card 0 out of 22 cards. It's the very first one. It is the story of the journey of the Fool. And it goes through all the major arcanas, but this is the first step. This is the baby steps. This is the birth of a concept. And we have the birth of a new plan. We have a decision to invest into this money tree because they're stuck with it. So she's not in jeopardy of losing her job anymore. Bottom of the deck, Chaos. Devil, Toxic. They feel chained to her. They feel attached to her. Let me grab a drink, you guys, and we'll go ahead and take one more. Wordle. Right, Danny, Wordle. I feel they can't get back out of it now, right? Nanette, question. Did the Wiccan holiday on the 31st have anything to do with the disappearance? The Wiccan holiday was actually February 1st. And it's not Wiccan necessarily as much as it is pagan. And it's the Mbach, right? All right. So let's correct this. Did the pagan holiday on the 1st of February have anything to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie? We have Knight of Wands, passion, inconsistent, unreliable. And I just got a ton of cards. A lot of fast-paced communication. Okay? And a message of death. You guys, did Nancy just naturally pass away in her bed and they just removed her and then they were like, let's put a spin on this? Was she on hospice where she was just being made to feel comfortable until she passed? Because this type of message is what I'm seeing. This is inconsistency. This is just random stuff. We have communication. A lot of communication by someone. Someone's delivering a message of death. And you're asking, did this have to do with Imbolc, which has to do with February 1st. This is almost telling me that there was communication of a passing of energy, even if it was just that she was taken to be full-time hospice. She could have slipped into a coma. As far as Imbolc, was anything in the house set up because of the pagan holiday? There it is, Knight of Wands. There, oh my gosh, we're getting the exact same cards to the same answer. Star, and they may, OMG, let me come up here for a minute. They may, if Nancy had something to where they knew she couldn't ever come back home, whether it was a stroke or she passed away or something like that, it could technically have to do with Imbolc in the sense of how they responded to her death. Because you would leave the back doors open. You would leave a piece of her clothing outside for Bridget to leave that moisture on that cloth. You would put shrubbery or flowers on the front porch. You would clean that house if somebody passed. So in a sense, it could have been how somebody responded. Now, are you ready to call it a day, my lovelies? We have been at this for a while. I think I've learned a lot. I hope you did. I learned a lot through your questions. You're very, very smart. And I absolutely know you guys have a absolute amazing amount of questions to ask. And so we will continue in the near future. Like I was saying on the very first live, right? I've got all kinds of questions. Look at all my cards, right? These are just questions I have. These are just questions I have. All right, my lovelies, I told you to stay tuned to the end, and that's because you deserve the GOAT. If you've done 3 lives of 3 and you're on replay, make sure and leave in the comment, I get the GOAT, because then I know you watch all 3 videos, and I'm going to give you the GOAT in the comments. And I thank you so much. I'm going to heart you up 3 times, and I'm going to give you the GOAT there. But for now, you guys deserve the GOAT right here and now. You are incredible for staying with me all the way through all 3 lives. And if you missed one of the others, make sure and check it out. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I pray the truth comes out for Nancy Guthrie. That's the main thing. You really wanted to know about Sue Ellen, Mona? Victoria Lynn, thank you for all your readings. They sure do make a lot of sense. Thank you, lovely. Tupelo is asking why the perps not realize we have everything, pictures and audio, tistis. Chan Funk says, I get the GOAT. Chan Funk, you're getting the GOAT. All right, loves, I will see you again very soon. I'm taking tomorrow off for family time as my son, who's a pianist, is going to be performing. And I'm going to be all dolled up and excited to be there. I love you guys. I will see you again on Monday. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Spend it with your family and those that you love. I love you. Bye for now.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return when my eyes are closed. In the shadows. My enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny will overcome. No, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise from the darkness.